So here we are again, people, your favourite cookery programme on YouTube, of course, as I say every week. Cooking on the Corsican. It is the 26th of January 2019. I've done your fish dish, which I hope you've all been making and eating. And this week I'm going to do a beautiful chicken supreme. You can do this dish a couple of ways, which we'll go into as I'm making it. I've got a pan on the cooker here, which is heating up, and I'm going to put about a couple of tablespoons of oil. That'll be more than enough. Okay, I'll put that up there just in case I need some more. And I've got 4 breasts of chicken here, which I've chopped up. Okay, I'm going to get them right in the pan. Now, as I said to you, there's a couple of ways to do this. You can make this, you know, as a full breast, a full supreme with a little bone, and you can serve it that way if you're going to serve it with potatoes or something like that. But we're having this with rice, so I'm choosing to do it this way because we're going to be having it with rice. And my other ingredients in this are some smoked bacon, which is there, some onions, the pepper wasn't really in the dish, but I had a spare pepper, and I thought I'm not taking it home for it to lie in the fridge for a week, so I thought I'm just going to use it. I'll get some salt, some pepper, some flour, some minced garlic, and some mushrooms, some cream, and some chicken stock, and that's the ingredients that you need to make this. Now, the chicken's probably going to take a few minutes. Here we are after 2 minutes, and as you can see, most of the chicken has gone white. But I'm just going to keep cooking. In fact, I'll increase the heat slightly. And when all the chicken's turned white, I'm going to take it out. Now, obviously, it isn't cooked, but it'll finish off cooking in the sauce. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to dry the chicken out. I want it still to be nice and moist. So, as soon as it's white, remove it from the pan, which is only going to be, I reckon, another few seconds. This is a delicious dish. It really is. Not very good for my diet because it's got cream in it, but it is only once a week. Okay, now as you can see, that is all, there's a wee bit there. I'm sure that is now all white. So that is cooked enough. So I'm just going to take it out. I've got a nice spoon with a hole in it, so I get all the oil out. And by the way, this was just vegetable oil I used. Nothing fancy. No need to use olive oil because it's got the sauce will have a delicious flavour anyway. Deadly silence as I concentrate. There we go. Really looking forward to this. We actually worked out that we haven't made this dish since we had a little Hampton safari, and that was about 5 years ago, or possibly even just a little bit longer. So I haven't made this dish for 5 years. So the next thing, people, that go in is I've got about 6 slices of smoked bacon here. That is not smoked bacon, and I'm going to get that straight in my pan, and I'm going to cook that until it's nice and crispy, until it flavours the oil beautifully, and that'll take maybe 3 minutes. Okay people, we're now back and it took about 3 minutes. Sadly this bacon had a little bit of water in it. So what I had to do is I had to turn the pan up full. If you ever get this, by the way, when you're doing this, a good little tip, you know, if you get it spread out full, put your pan up nice and high and just let the water evaporate out of it. Sadly you get that. I couldn't get the bacon I used last week for the sauce that I made last week, so I had to buy this bacon. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a knob of butter in here. Like my finger. I'm just going to mix all that around and melt my butter. This will be absolutely full of flavour. And the next thing to go in is my onion. And by the way, that was two small onions that I put in there. Now, like last week, I'm not going to salt at the moment because the bacon might be quite salty, but I am going to pepper. And I am also going to add 4 cloves of minced garlic. We'll get straight into here. Try not to waste any. We hate waste on cooking on the Corsican. And what I'm going to do is I am going to fry these onions until they're just translucent before adding anything else. And that's probably just going to take a couple of minutes. So that's been approximately about 2.5 minutes, and that's what I'm trying to achieve there. And if you look, I've got the bottom of the pan all nice and smooth with the knob of butter because all sorts of bits had stuck to it, but they were all flavour. So I put the knob of butter in, used it to sort of emulsify the pan, and we've got the pan all nice and smooth on the bottom. So the next thing we add is the pepper. By the way, pepper is not part of this dish. I'll say it again. I'm only putting this in because I had one left over. So that is going in. It would normally just be the mushrooms. And that is our mushrooms. And again, I am going to cook that for approximately 3 minutes. So there you go, my friends. There is the mushrooms and the peppers after another about 2.5 minutes. Okay? And the smells in here, as always, are delicious. And this is such a simple dish. It's so easy to put together. I always try and think of dishes for you that you can do in one pan, because obviously these vlogs are for people on boats as well, but it's nice to have quick meals that you can get on the table in under half an hour. And this is a meal that you can have it on the table in under half an hour. Now, as I said to you earlier on about the breast of chicken, if you've done it with the whole breast, you would have floured the breast first. But I didn't do this, so what I'm going to do now, just to help thicken the sauce, is I'm going to add just a little bit of flour. I really couldn't tell you how much. I just kind of judge it, but probably about 2 teaspoonfuls. I kind of know what's in the pan, and then we mix it round and get all the flour, almost turning the oils and everything in the pan into a roux. Okay, that's more than enough. I'm now going to start getting some stock in. This is really all going to come together very quickly now. I'm going to get some stock in there. I'm going to get the heat up on maximum. I'm keeping a little bit of stock back. I'll probably put in there about just under about a third of a pint I put in there, but I'll tell you exactly when I get everything together, because I've left some back just in case I need to put some more in. Okay, it's now time for the chicken to go back in. So the chicken goes straight back in the pan. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Lovely jubbly. And as I say, we're going to have this with some rice this evening. And then we've got sticky toffee pudding, which again, not very good for the diet. I'm now going to use some cream. And that is probably the equivalent of a small tub that you get, the little 5-ounce tub that you get is probably about what I put in there. I'm just going to let that come to a gentle simmer. Making sure everything is thoroughly stirred. Now probably at this point I shall just take a spoon and I shall just have a little taste. Do you know, that doesn't need any salt in it at all. So for those of you out there that think I'm a little bit heavy-handed with salt, there's no salt in this at all, apart from what came out of the bacon and of course the chicken stock. So that's now coming to a gentle simmer. I am going to turn it right down till it's just simmering and no more. I'm going to put the lid on it and I'm going to cook it for about 12 minutes. So 12 minutes has elapsed and I am going to take the lid off it. We brought it up onto the cooker on a very, very, very gentle simmer. And that, people, if Steve just zooms in, that's at 12 minutes. And I'm sure you will agree, that is absolutely delicious. I'm going to do no more to that because the vegetables will still have a nice bite in them. The chicken will be perfectly cooked. Those little bits, 12 minutes will be absolutely perfect. And that'll be lovely. We shall just turn that off completely. And we shall just set the lid on it, and later on tonight, when we come to serve it, I'll come and show you us serving it up. I'll just show you something else we made this afternoon. I cooked a lovely chicken. So I made a beautiful pot of Scotch broth soup that Steve and I can share. Because it's going to be cold next week, so it'll be lovely to have a nice pot of homemade soup. So if you have been, once again, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you when you get back for the serving up of the chicken supreme. Okay people, I've just quickly come back. I said I would come back and show you serving the chicken supreme, but I'm just going to quickly show people the rice very, very quickly. There is a vlog up there that says rice done 2 ways, you can go and watch, but I'm just going to show you this way very quickly. The water's just come to the boil. I've used basmati rice. I've put plenty of water in and it's just come to the boil. I'm going to give it 1 stir and I'm going to put the lid back on it and I am going to cook that for 10 minutes on a very low, just a boil. And after 10 minutes, okay, 10 minutes has elapsed. I did come through about 3 times in the 10 minutes and just gave the rice a very quick stir just to make sure it wasn't sticking to the bottom of the pan. Now all I'm going to do next is I'm going to just take this rice. I've got a colander ready in the sink here and I'm going to put it straight into the colander. I'm going to get it all out and into my pot. I'll just get the rest of the rice out of the pan. I'm going to put a little bit of water. I'm going to put the water back on the stove and I'm going to turn it up full. That's hot water out of that tap and it's very hot. And I'm then just going to take the rice and I'm going to set it in there That water will come back to the boil, and I'm just going to let that gently steam away just to dry the rice out, and it'll make it lovely and fluffy. So that's me just showing you something that I done in another video just very quickly for any new viewers, and I'm going to leave this for about 5 minutes. Go. 5 minutes has now elapsed, simmering away lovely in that pan. I'm doing this very quickly because you can always go back and watch the other vlog. 2 ways to cook rice, it's called. Take the lid off of that there, and I can assure you, if Steve can steam in there, that is really beautiful and dry, and that's how you want your rice to be, nice and fluffy. And this really is a nice way to cook rice. But as I've said to you before, I only use basmati, the best rice you can use. Okay, so one of my vloggers, one of my viewers said, Jeff, you never shows you plating anything up. So I shall show you how I plate this up, but there's nothing exciting in plating up this particular dish. I don't do anything fancy at all. That does smell delicious. So there you go. There's one, and there's my delicious chicken supreme with basmati rice. So if you have been, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the vlog, go down and give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and hit the little bell if you want to know when the next vlog comes out. Little notification bell, just hit it, and then every time I bring a vlog out, you'll get a notification saying he's put another video up. So until the next time, thanks again, bye bye for now.